It's my extreme pleasure to wish all our attendees and our special guest a very good morning. It is also with excitement that I welcome all of you to the first ever vendor session of the unique B2B matchmaking initiative from ASW Marketplace to support business opportunities by aiding the process of finding a right partner. The initiation has been devised after many discussions with buyers, buying houses, retailers to create a matchmaking module for our marketplace exhibitors that will be a win-win situation for both the suppliers and the buyers, with ASW as a catalyst of business and networking. Though already communicated to you, I would like to run you through the process of what we actually plan to do at the matchmaking concept. The platform, as you all know, will host a vendor meet wherein the head of sourcing from various retailers, buyers will outline their philosophy, buying and sourcing strategies, price points, and key product categories, also indicating what exactly they're looking for in terms of product categories and vendor preferences. This would be a session of around 30 to 40 minutes where attendees can pose questions on specific queries. Here, I would like to request all of you not to hesitate and please ask your questions for greater understanding of the buyer and just how well you could fit into their business model. Once the session is over, the attendees can decide to take the discussion forward uh, by letting us know if they would be interested in one-on-one meetings. Their interest would be communicated to the buyer, and based on their response, we would be setting up the meetings subsequently, which will be conveyed to all the exhibitors one-on-one. This process, however, may take a few days, so we will definitely let you know well in time. The first session, it really gives me great pleasure to work with the first session, Mr. Ramesh Gunashankaran. He's head sourcing at EasyBuy Max retail division of the great Landmark Group. Ramesh G, as he is popularly known in this industry, is a seasoned professional with over 2 decades of industry exposure, having worked on both the manufacturing and buying side of the business with some of the best names in the industry. His core strengths encompass strategic sourcing and buying, profit center expert, and as an apparel and fabric technologist. Stationed in Bangalore, Ramesh is a passionate professional, always ready to share his learnings and experience, contributing to many industry forums as speaker, trainer, writer, enthusiastic. In fact, he contributes also to AR, so I would advise all of you to go and read his very insightful articles. Welcome, Ramesh, to the forum, and thank you so much for taking out your valuable time to address our exhibitors here. I hand over the mic to you. Now the platform is all yours, Ramesh. Thank you. Ramesh, we're waiting to hear from you.
Yeah, yeah, nice introduction, and I'm glad to be part of this particular event. I really take this opportunity. Yeah, thank you, Ila, for making. Am I all right? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you very much, Ila, for the nice introduction, and I'm glad to be part of. Okay, okay. Mm. Thanks. Thank you so much, Ila, for the nice introduction. Real
My
honor and
pleasure.
the privilege to be part of this Apparel Sourcing Week, which is cut by Apparel. I special thanks to you for the nice what you and I really wonder whoever is part of this event who could able to be a live session part. I always think so much and so pride about each and every vendor because vendors are someone like who really take the risk simply believe sourcing person's commitment based on their words they really take forward actually without even waiting for a formal PO or a formal amount of risk which each and every vendor takes is very high. So that way like I really means like very much entitled to interact with each and every
Ramesh,
vendor
you'll have to
partners
excuse me.
because
Excuse
they
me,
support
Ramesh.
right every
I think
vendor.
your
I am quite
screen
glad
has.
and I'm very happy to uh,
Uh,
yes.
I think your screen has frozen. So if you would just, I think there's some issues with your net. So please.
Yeah, I think it's more to do with some internet connection issues.
Okay.
Is this fine now?
No, your screen is still frozen, but okay, carry on.
Yeah. So I thank. Yeah. I really want to thank every vendor partner, every businesses. So that's the pride and privilege which every vendor partner carries. We are so grateful and thankful to each and every vendors. Now we'll move on today. I just thought of keeping this thing as simple as possible. Let me just take time to elaborate about EasyBuy. EasyBuy is the newest. We started our journey as good as like 4 years before, and today we are having as good as like 100 stores with a turnover of around nearing to 500 crores. The simplest mantra of 3S which EasyBuy we work about is super style, price, and super product. So this is some vendor who is part of this event who could able to be a live session, something which we drive forward with all able success. So just to give a look of what is that EasyBuy is all about. EasyBuy is a value rate which is aspirationally fulfilling the our customers' mind requirement. Is what we talk about. So our pricing starts from 69 rupees and its maximum ends with 60 rupees. So that means like if you take any merchandise vendor or any SKUs, whatever is up, the maximum price point window is between 69 rupees to 699 rupees. So this is the selling price we are. We do have some segment of products which like 9 rupees. So those were like hardly 10% of the merchandise. So this is the basic meant specifically for tier 2 and tier 3 market, who are very aspirational, simply within the buyers and the sourcing person's commitment. They want to have brands simply within the sourcing person's commitment. 2 years like focusing predominantly in South India. From last year onwards, like we could able to expand ourselves in. So that way, like our presence is being felt very much in across entire. It's very high. So India now, you can see our show place of it. Very much able to interact with each and every very people, keeping the price points in mind, means like price. And though it is priced very competitive, it doesn't mean that like the products are having some sort of
Ramesh, I'll have to interrupt you. Ramesh, I'll have to interrupt you here. Your voice is not very audible.
The mantra which we try related to gold at price.
Excuse me,
The
Ramesh,
kind of
Ramesh, I'll have to interrupt you here. Your voice is not very audible.
quality which
your
give it to customers are equivalent to gold. Yeah, I'm just talking more.
I think we have some.
I think it's more to do with the net
connections. Your screen has also got frozen. So if you could just handle this out. This is the bane of being on a virtual platform, but I'm sure it's more than covers up for the information that we have. Please.
Yes. Which
yes, Karmesh, please carry on.
I'm quite glad and I'm very happy to.
Ramesh, have we lost you?
Discussion what to talk about retail. Then we'll talk about the importance of understanding retail. Like what is the Indian we are about and what is the market. I'm there, Ila. I'm there. Yeah. Indian apparel market size. Everybody is to capitalize. And then like in Indian apparel market size, where EasyBuy stand, EasyBuy position is where, and what is the kind of volume growth EasyBuy has seen in past 3-4 years, EasyBuy focus areas, and what is the kind of expectations we set across our vendors. So this is something which we will be covering it up in today's discussion. Selling goods to consumers, service provider for every consumers through a distribution channel or format. From there, like issues like retail different level altogether. So Indian retail is one of the important aspect for everybody's business. That's the reason like very next few years enter more on Indian retail, because Indian retail has. So now moving, what we talk about is like value retail. Basically value retail, why it is we all time to elaborate, taught each and everybody is like it is more journey as good as like to do with living with less. Each and everybody is today very much little more conservative, and they are very much spending abilities have been dramatically reduced than what it is. So today people have been completely diversified than what it used to be in the past. And once upon a time, people who are really more elaborate or focused towards brands, now conscious. Instead, they are more of value super price and super product scope. And it has got a larger audience in terms of a market share. So that's the reason like this particular segment is with all the vendors. What is that Easybuy is all about? Based under Hunt. And today everybody focuses on this. What people really focus more is apparel. In apparel, value retail is very, very big. So it's the importance to have an understanding, clear understanding about value retail. Now, in value retail, let's have all the vendors support. We are able, and it's maximum cities and metros, which is very just to give a look of. So that means like if you take any hardly. Whereas the new Navbharat is the next important place where like the amount of people who are occupy this particular around 18% of the market. And then the next bigger thing is like villages where have been segregated and they were there. But this is a scenario which is, so this is the selling price we are about 699 DNA, which Easybuy operated, who are very aspirational. They want to have brands that offering complete, where people, so those who belongs to villages, they have completely started shifting into small towns for work reasons. They have been started migrating in. So they started taking place till last 2 years. Like in the, if you want to say this in like we could, the newest Easybuy went to develop. Say for example, if you want to take our course examples in Mumbai, like we have been about Vapi, Bhiwandi, places from last year onwards, like and the displays of it, where amount of population over there is much bigger. So we can see like the number of towns which are there all means you can see our showroom and is very competitive. It doesn't mean that like the product put us like 7,834 towns, mantra which we try and create. New is trying to build towards the growth. Okay, I think it's more to do with for us. Yeah, we Easybuy is trying to adapt, and it's a destination connection which we try and provide the trendy apparel for people who are of more than 85%, much higher, because of which we always have a which is costing this much larger. So that is where like apparel sector. Now moving here, this is the pyramid which we can see. This is what I really want to get at. So in that, if you can see, the luxury and super premium segment comes in the top, where the market potential is in general about retail. Then we'll talk about the importance of understanding around. This is being occupied by all the leading. Then we look at like Indian brands. If you talk about Indian brands, to some extent we can say Louis Philippe. Those were the kind of brands which can occupy this position. Now, lifestyle brand, what is the Indian apparel market size we are talking about, and what is the potential next segment? So we have a multi-brand outlet showroom, which is in the form of lifestyle. Life and for everybody to capitalize. Annual brand is there, and what is the kind of volume, the easy focus areas, and what is the kind of expectation which we should of premium. We all know retailing, which we all have seen the pandemic now. So what is today very much little more dependable on the time people who are really more focused towards brands. So because of that, drastically reduced, been completely diversified than market share. So that's the reason like this particular is very next to food, what people really in terms of contribute. So because of that reason, the value rate pass now in value retail always under high next to food, what people really and the percentage of population who occupies value branding is the new tool.
Ramesh, I'm sorry.
Now,
Ramesh,
in value we have large cities and particular portion of a premium segment, which gives
Ramesh, I'm sorry to disturb, distract you, but your voice is not clear at all. I'm getting a lot of responses saying that we can't hear him properly.
Now, which gives mileage to the brand in wearing clothes. I've taken over things to my brand. Things are available and last 25,000 crore. Am I audible now?
You're audible in patches, but we can't hear you, in one stretch. So we're finding it difficult to keep pace with what exactly you're saying. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but if you could be nearer to the mic, maybe that would help.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible now, and your screen has got stagnated for some reason. We are still on an older slide.
Okay. Is this now clear? Is this visible? The new slide?
Yeah, it's moving now. It's moving now.
Yeah. Okay. So as we said, like we are moving into what Indian apparel market is all about. So Indian apparel market has got a huge potential of premium segment, then followed by fashion segment, then followed by value segment. So in EasyBuy, like we are trying to be a value segment where we try and provide solutions for people who belongs to the new Navbharat customers. So if you look at this particular market size is holding about like 250,000 crores worth of business, which is not being completely capitalized by any of the organized retailers. So it is majorly capitalized by the unorganized retail. If you talk any high streets, the people who are having a city, the famous showrooms, those are the people like who are trying to occupy this position, and they are the one who is capitalizing this business. So EasyBuy is trying to do their bit of it in terms of reaching out this particular business. So this business got a huge potential to grab and huge potential to gain the advantage on the Indian apparel market. So that is our focus. On that basis, like we really want to sail our journey towards Indian apparel market. So we can see like the middle and economy value business value is as good as like 1,60,000 crore worth, in which like people like EasyBuy, Reliance Trends, FBB, V-Mart, D-Mart, and even like Bazaar Kolkata, these were the people like who are trying to occupy this particular market. So it has got a great potential to it. So when brands are like businesses like us, we have a potential. So that means like the vendor partners of ours also having a great amount of potential to it. So now just to make things a lot more understanding with related to fashion as well as pricing, we just want to see how people have been there. Say for example, if there is a high fashion quotient, so in which like all the leading brands like H&M, Zara comes. So in of Landmark Group, we do have Max in that particular place. So when we have high fashion and then high price, brands like Trends is there. And similarly, when the fashion quotient is less, price is less, people like Vishal Megamart, Bazaar Kolkata, and D-Mart are trying to do. Whereas like EasyBuy is trying to take a position where pricing wise it is low, and in terms of fashion, it is on a higher side. So that is where like EasyBuy is trying to occupy. It has a great market potential. As we seen like 1,60,000 crore worth is the business potential which the unorganized retail is being so far performing, which EasyBuy is trying to occupy it. So this gives a great amount of benefits to each and every vendor to get associated with us. Thereby they gain the benefit out of a business like us, what we are trying to occupy in the market share. Moving on to my next slide. So this slide is to show what exactly the volume which we have been doing it. If you look at it, the current year we are doing as good as like 2 crore pieces. The 2 crore pieces volume is very big in terms of quantity. If you want to understand the breakup of this volume is like as good as like 80 lakh pieces we are doing it in woven, and then 1.2 crore pieces we are doing it in knits. In our apparel segment completely, 50% of our volume is in knits and 40% of our volume is in woven. So since post pandemic, the casual segments take a very pivotal role. Casual segments have been very much appreciated and very much as a market relevance in terms of business share. People still continue to do work from home. The business what we are able to grab with related to this volume is much higher. So if you look at it, like our current volume is increasing from 2 crore pieces to 2.7 crore pieces in next year itself. So this is the quantum which we are trying to source amongst our vendors. So if you look at it, like considering the volume, the number of vendors which with whom we need to work, it's going to be large. So that's the reason like we started focusing more towards having a vendor partners even from international basis. We started looking at Bangladesh as a sourcing option for us, who can handle such big volumes and they can give benefit in terms of large volume business oriented productivity benefits. So if you look at it, the next year our woven volume is as good as like 1 crore pieces and our knits volume is like 1.6 crore pieces. So this entire volume is getting doubled it up in no time. So if you look at it by 2025, we as a company would be touching as good as like 3,000 crore with 200 to 250 stores operational across pan India. So this is one interesting segment which has a market potential to each and every person to grab the opportunity to work along with us. Just to give an idea on the volume front, this particular slide is being shared so that like people know what is that they can expect out of EasyBuy or a value format like EasyBuy, where the business potential is huge. It will support each and every person in a large manner so that like they can grow along with the format like EasyBuy. Here, one thing I want to talk about Landmark Group is, though in India, in industry, many retailers are available. Landmark is one particular retailer who are so prompt in terms of making payments to vendor on time. And we stick to our payment terms and we do good amount of ethical vendor relationship. Thereby, like vendor gets their payments on time. And most importantly, at EasyBuy, we try to work with MSCs, medium and small entities, also people like small scale industries who really wants to grow along with us. We do have a case history where somebody who has started with 20 machine facility today is owning a factory of 2-3 units with 300 machine kind of a capacity. So this is the kind of growth which we can assure and promise to our vendors when vendors are interestingly get to associate with us. And we categorize our vendor into two vendor bases. One we call it as EasyBuy dedicated vendors who are there with us from the beginning, and then the next set of vendor base with whom we named them as EBPS. They have called EasyBuy potential suppliers. When the vendors are on board, we just rate them. If they have a potential of giving us a solution which is scalable and sustainable, we really keep them in this particular bucket and we ensure they are growing along with us. So this is the kind of potential which we pass it on to vendor. Thereby, like vendor also grow and vendor get the benefit out of business opportunity when they get associated with EasyBuy. Now, what is the EasyBuy focus areas? This particular slide is being implemented just to give idea for people, because like when we talk about vendor, you can be a vendor who can be a spinner, you can be a vendor who can do a own garment supply to us, parallelly a vendor who can be a knit supplier for us. So when we talk about, like, we bifurcate our vendor into two segments: woven vendors and knit vendors. So in case of woven vendors, we work with, as I said in the past, domestically we work with all MSEs, medium and small entities, who are able to fulfill our aspirational cost logic. So at EasyBuy, what we really do is like we work with two multiple logic. Say for example, any product, whatever we sell, you take an example of the selling MRP of the t-shirt or a shirt, which our starting price point of a shirt is like 249 rupees. So if you talk about 249 rupees, we are selling a men's shirt, then the sourcing price for that shirt should not go more than 150 to 175 rupees. So we ideally work with two multiple. Parallelly, if you talk about a knit t-shirt, where our entry level t-shirt price point is around 129 rupees, which we sell it for a menswear t-shirt, or like 149 rupees, a graphic tee, which we sell it to our vendors. In that case, like we do the sourcing between 80 rupees to 95 rupees. This is the sourcing prices which we do. Any vendor who will be able to operate with this kind of less operational cost with maximum productivity, they can be a good vendor for us to go with. Similarly, if you take our product which is at 499, 599, 699, then the sourcing cost of this particular product, what we expect from our vendors are 250 rupees, 300 rupees, and the maximum price can go up to 350 rupees. Same applies well for the women's wear and the kids wear segment also. Ours is a family shopping store where people are able to work for us for various segments, starting from infants. In case of kids, both kids boys as well as kids girls, for 2 to 8 years and 8 to 14 years. Parallelly for menswear, in menswear again for shirt, bottoms and denims. Parallelly in case of knits, we still have people who can work for cotton tees, parallelly for activewear, and then like uh, workwear, whatever we do it for knits, those will also have the potential of working for us. And apart from that, any vendors who is based out of Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, we recently started working with them, where the vendors who are able to give products to us, say for example, a men's shirt, our price expectation for a shirt is like $3. For a means like men's bottom, our chinos we talk about $4, and then a denim, we expect the denim to be sourced at $5. So this is the simplest mantra which we operate. Parallelly, like in India, we work with vendors who are having a manufacturing facility available at apparel parks, because these apparel parks gives good amount of benefits to vendors, where vendors are able to manage their cost low and they are able to work for us on a much beneficial manner. So that's why like our key focus area is like working with vendor partners who are having a facilities developed with apparel parks. And parallelly, we work with all the leading mills or like leading vendors like Arvind, Alok, and then like any other leading mills like Vardhaman, who can give FOB solutions to us with their excessive fabrics or like excessive surplus quantities what they are holding it. This we call it as opportunity buying. So anybody who is having an opportunity based raw materials, we try and take those to our segment, thereby like we get price advantage. Any of these opportunity offers which they want to liquidate to any stockist, they might not be able to get the realization not more than 50%, whereas in case of EasyBuy, we try to pay slightly a better price, where the pricing what we will be giving it to every vendors with related to opportunity buying is like up to 75% of the original prices we offer it to them. So it creates a win-win for them. So this opportunity which we try and explore only on the raw material part, not on the finished goods, because finished goods used with labels and labels and labels branding, that is not the area of interest which EasyBuy is trying to adopt, because like we make and sell everything on EasyBuy label. So that's the reason like we really don't want to take any ready garments. Instead, if it is a ready fabric, either it is a knit fabric or out of it, and against that we place orders to vendor. And next important thing which we work with each and every vendor on an interesting concept is like any fabric which is available in gray form, which unutilized. Say for example, you are working for an international buyer, where buyers are giving annual projection of 1 million meter, 1.5 million meter, where finally they were able to utilize only 90% of your volume. The 10% of residual volume which they expect you to carry forward to next year, next season, Those were the things which we try and capitalize. Again, those gray fabrics, we place orders in for dyed and printed fabrics. And parallelly, if the mills are like vendors are having a library of yarns, against those yarns also we entertain our vendors to make cats. And against those cats, we make selections of the designs, and that also like we use it in our range. So these were few individual ways at which like EasyBuy operates just to manage the cost. Any vendor who really want to really figure it out how they can give competitive pricing to their buyers, these were few things like which they can try and adapt in their working methodology, and they can try get associated with EasyBuy. Thereby like they are able to fulfill the requirements of EasyBuy. Parallelly, if you are a spinner, we really share our annual projections to them, and month on month projections every month 20th of that particular previous month we share our projections. Thereby we have a tie up or understanding the number of spindles which they can exclusively use for EasyBuy. They get the productivity based benefits. We expect them to give a benefit in terms of cost from whatever market price. They were able to give yarns at 5% less to our nominated vendors. Thereby like our vendors are able to get the raw materials procured at a competitive price. Parallelly, like we work with fabric mills who really does fabrics at a competitive rate, where we work with good amount of unorganized fabric manufacturing sectors. Say for example, if you take Andhra Pradesh, we work with places called Nagri, where South cotton fabrics have been made, where like we use that particular sourcing of strength to make fabrics with less overheads in comparatively low cost. Parallelly, if you take any other hubs like Jaipur, where ethnic wear segment, we work with vendors who are with small bases with minimum capacities. We work with them, thereby we have the prices lower in comparison to market, which is ranging between 5 to 10% of the regular market price. Though all this being said and done with related to price, there is no compromise on quality. If you really check, our quality is similar to Max, or like in few cases like we are able to achieve better quality than Max, because like our vendor base with whom we work, basically they are the vendors who expect, as I said in the past, gold at silver rate kind of a concept. So for cost reasons, we never compromise on quality. We never ever reduce the construction or the stability of the product. We instead go for a lot more compact and lot more stable product to offer it to customer. Thereby the durability speaks about. So that is where we are able to achieve the concept of super style and super price with super product. And similarly, if you are a vendor who is based out of Bangladesh, even in knits, we take knit surplus, what is available in stock. And against that, whenever somebody is having a lean period where they are having a less capacity blocked, or like there is no orders at their lean period, those were the times also we work with vendors, where vendors are able to operate at our cost, which is giving a win-win for both vendors as well as them. One classic example I can quote here to talk about like your lean period is like, say for example, you are a linen mill or a linen manufacturing vendor who is having a peak ordering only during summer, spring and summer, whereas the same guy might not have an order for their autumn and winter. So basically we try and work with those kind of mills. We place orders to them during their autumn and winter season. Thereby like we gain advantage of getting a price what we are looking at it. They will also be interested in working with us because their capacity is being utilized by us, which is giving a win-win situation for both of us. And parallelly, we work with international buyers, means like international vendors, both in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, just to capitalize this business working through surplus fabrics and surplus knit garments also, which we take it in case of activewear and jackets kind of a styles. So these were few things which at EasyBuy we focus with our vendor partners. If you are the kind of vendor who will be able to get associated with us, if you are a domestic vendor who can operate with the operating cost of 2 multiple or like even less than 2 multiple, and if you are an import vendor where you are able to offer me product starting from $3, $4, $5 for menswear, if it is a women's wear product, then the cost expectations are $2, $3, $4 respectively for tops, chinos, and then denim category. Parallelly, for our kids wear segment, our price expectations are ranging from $1.5 to $4 max. starting from tops, again moving into bottom, then denim. So this is the cost logic which we try and operate with EasyBuy. Any vendor who is interested in working with this kind of a segment, you can be in touch base with us after the session is over through apparel sourcing team, and they would be able to help you to get associate with us and take this discussion forward. I hope I am able to share the way at which like EasyBuy operates and how the EasyBuy growth path is there and what is the market potential in Indian value retail we all can capitalize to get the business opportunity. I think
Yes.
with this, like, I am able to wind up my session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ramesh. That was a lot of information. Unfortunately, we missed the first 10 minutes because of some issues with the net. Can we see you now, Ramesh? Can you come back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Okay, Ramesh, I have a few questions thrown
Yes.
in by the people who are listening to us. I
Okay.
will only take a few of them because we are already running ahead of time. So
Okay.
what we will do is, I think 3 questions are very critical. One is that when we talk about a product, is the design coming from the company itself, or is the vendor expected to give concept ideas on in terms of the designing and the product per se?
Our beauty of our format is like we accept both. We accept both because like even since we are a very stringent cost effective format, our design studio or like design base is not so.
Ramesh, can you
The
turn on your video, please? We can't see you. I would like to visually see you, please.
yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, please carry
Yeah.
on.
As I said, like we operate
Again,
both the ways.
your voice is
As I
disturbed
said, like
again.
we are value retail format. Our design studio or like our design team is not too big, so we very unfortunate.
Okay, if we can see you, we can't hear you. I think so.
So as I was mentioning, we accept both the ways. With the solutions from a vendor who can give design-oriented solutions.
Ramesh, your voice is cracking. Ramesh, excuse me, your voice is cracking. Your voice is cracking again.
It's changing. Yeah, I think I'll go with audio mode more than a video mode. That may give a better clarity.
Your voice is still cracking. Can you get nearer to the
am I audible now?
Can you can you get nearer to the mic
Am I
again?
audible now?
Your voice is cracking. Your voice is cracking, Ramesh.
Yeah, I think that can you hear me?
No, your voice is cracking again. I don't know. There's some issue with your video and your thing. You were much better in the latter part. I think again we've lost. Yeah. Please carry on.
Yeah. Yeah. Now can you hear me? Yeah. I was mentioning it like we accept. Hello.
Yes. Please carry on. Yes, carry on.
The solutions. Hello.
Ramesh, I think it's better. Maybe, excuse me, Ramesh, maybe if you should just turn off your video. I think that video is disrupting your voice. So let's just turn it off and speak the way you were speaking at the during your presentation.
Arrangements providing the solutions to us, we accept it. We provide inputs from our. We work on both the ways.
Okay. So basically,
I was mentioning.
Yeah.
So basically, like we accept input
Ramesh,
coming from vendors also in terms of design, where like.
Ramesh, let me repeat that for the people. I think I'm more audible than you are. Basically, what you're saying is that you're open to both concepts. You can take ideas from the people also, from the vendors also, but you also have your own seasons collections, right?
Yeah. Okay. I was mentioning like right.
Okay, great. Okay, so somebody was just asking that if the concept comes from the vendor, do you give, are they, do they get an extra, sort of a few pennies extra for being able to give a concept, or is it a part of the larger, package? Ambesh, did you hear me?
No, ultimately, maximum price what we are able. I am able to hear. Maximum price input coming from. I am able to.
Yeah, please carry on.
Mentioning oriented solutions, we have fixed cost which we are able to offer for that particular product. So the maximum what is possible, we will be able to offer to that particular vendor. The window is like between 5 to 10 cents. The cushion is there possible.
Okay, got it. Okay, somebody has also asked that in the projections, what is the main focus area? Is it menswear, womenwear, or kidswear, or is there an equal focus on all three?
No, the focus is majorly on the kidswear and the women's wear.
Okay.
Kidswear and the women's wear, because that is where now people are willing to spend. None of the men's are willing to spend. This is what is the projection says, where Indian men's are so conservative and they started shrinking themselves much, and also the product life cycle of a menswear is much larger. Okay. In case of women, because of the physique gets changed, or even the kids, they continue to grow, they were able to change the wardrobe very frequently. They are forced to do it. So that's the difference.
Okay. Another person from one of our Bangladesh vendors, he specifically asked is, what about the quality checks and things like that? Do you have representatives in Bangladesh to be able to carry on those responsibilities?
No, basically like the Max and the Easy Buy QA team is same. So we have our QA team on and off, going and coming back from Kolkata itself. They were our regional QAs. So what really do is, like, if we are confident about the vendor QA check and QA parameters, based on vendor inspection reports, we clear the goods.
Okay. So basically, the people will fly down to Dhaka whenever required to do the necessary rejection.
Right. Okay. For random inspection, it is a random inspection, not the 100% audit.
Okay, got it. Okay, and secondly, when you talk about a supply chain system where your operational costs are sort of managed right from this yarn stage onwards. So is the vendor, the final vendor, a part of this whole process, or is he just told to buy certain things from a certain vendor, from a certain?
No, not really. Okay. Not really. It is not possible, because like we accept either ways, and vendor is part of the journey from the beginning. We provide support to vendors who are unable to manage the cost. For them only we do this nomination part. For the remaining vendor himself has a free hand of managing everything on his own.
Perfect.
Because we take apparel. Our remaining things are the subsidy which we try and provide as a support tool. So a vendor who can fulfill our requirements, he has a free hand to do each and everything.
Okay. And from a preference in terms of the vendor base, would somebody who has more integrated strengths, basically, let's say in knits, would that work better for you? Because obviously, since he's also knitting the fabric and making the garment, maybe the cost would work out better for people like that.
No, in our case, it's the other way around. Somebody who is having a vertically integrated setup, they may have higher overheads. Their operational costs might be higher. So what we really do is, like, somebody who do multiple places job work, who are able to fulfill the cost, because like then everywhere he is able to squeeze and he will be able to get the best out of it. Somebody is having an infrastructure developed, he is forced to pay that money, say for example rent, electricity, so many things which he will occupy. So in our case, a vendor who is having a vertically integrated setup is welcome, provided if he is able to align with our cost. But ideally he might find challenging. This is my view.
Right. Okay, perfect. Achha, and I have another very interesting question. Somebody's asked me that what is the timeline that you're giving in terms of the production? For what would a vendor can expect in terms of timelines, in deadlines, basically?
Yeah. In terms of deadline, if you want to understand, say for example, we have 4-season launch. Our spring launch is from January to March, which is our store life period. Again, like our summer is April to June. Our autumn is like again July 1st to September end. Then October 1st to December end. This is the 4 season. Okay. Everywhere 45 days before we want the merchandise to be there at our DC distribution center. So ideally, a vendor will get a lead time of 120 to 135 days,
Okay.
starting from order placement to delivery. In terms of manufacturing lead time, if you want to understand, then this lead time is varying between 6 weeks to 9 weeks. Maximum is 9 weeks, minimum is 6 weeks, according to the product complexity.
Okay. Understood. I think that will clear a lot of people's doubts, because they want to understand the type of pressure that they will have in making it, because
Right.
that's very important. Okay, well, I think we're running out of time. I'll take one last question here, which is very interesting. Basically, what people want to understand is that for a value retailer, it's price is also very important, and you very rightly said that quality is something you are not going to compromise. What about issues on compliances and things which Landmark as a group is well known for? How specific are you on those sort of issues?
Basically, like, we may form a second layer of it. We never expect somebody to have a SEDEX certification, somebody to have a all the compliance in place. We expect the basic rules of fire NOC available, no child labor. These are few basic fundamental parameters which we want our vendors to abide by the rule of manufacturing facility. Other than that, our processes are much simpler and flexible.
Okay. I think that will be a great help to. Okay, thank you so much, Ramesh. I'm sure our vendor base has really enjoyed this, and you've given out a lot of information. It'll take them some time to digest all this information and get back to us. And I'm really, and to my attendees, I'm really sorry that we had some issues with the internet, but I think we have cleared a lot of them. And but if there are any other questions, we would be open to passing them on to Ramesh. From here on, basically, you can get back to us if you would like a one-on-one with Ramesh's team, and then we can organize it. Thank you again, Ramesh, for your time, and thank you, attendees, for making this such an interactive session.